already. That's good. Hey, what's going on?
You look like a guy whose defense got 6 picks today.
Yeah, it was a good day, man. It was a good day. I think the great thing about it's a lot to improve on. I know we can't wait to attack the tape, look at the things that we did well, and correct the things that we got to get better at. But I'm just proud of how the guys came out the last 4 days and attacked training camp. And we nowhere near where we need to be at, nowhere near where we're going to be at, but it's a good start.
Zach, what kind of boost does it give the other side of the ball, the defense, when QB1's out there, Lamar's out there for the first time? I know he only did, a little bit of team stuff, but what kind of boost does the defense feel?
I mean, we get a boost every single day. Like I tell people all the time, I tell our defense all the time that our offense is one of the best offenses in the National Football League. So we get great work every single day, and I know they feel the same way. So we definitely get a boost. Obviously, when you're a defender and you see Lamar Jackson opposed from you, the reigning MVP, it definitely gives you going a little bit more. But our guys are fired up every single day, no matter who's out here.
Zach, we talked to Rope on the day that they reported, and a couple other defensive players over the past couple days, and they say, last year defense was really good, but we think we can get better.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that kind of mindset already?
Definitely, man. I definitely see that mindset. We always say you're either getting better or you're getting worse, and you set a standard, then you try to set a new standard and raise the bar. So the guys have taken that on full head of steam, and like I said, their approach these last 4 days has been great, and they've shown that.
Coach, what really impressed Eddie Jackson? What he brings in the second?
Man, you could see that he's played a lot of football and he's made a lot of plays. I think his first day he had a pick six. He's a real smart player. He still can play, can still move at a high level, and he's picking up the defense pretty well so far. So, I think just like a lot of guys in that room, he's going to be able to help us.
Zach, what do you see out of Travis Jones? And I know Michael Pierce played at a really high level last year, but do you think there's an opportunity for Travis to take a little bit more off of Michael's plate?
Man, I think both of those guys are heck of a players. Obviously, Travis is going into year 3. I mean, we expect big things out of Big Trav. With the D-line, it's great to have guys who can rotate there in and out, keep those guys fresh. And I think our D-line is one of the best in the National Football League. So, and Michael Pierce and Travis are a big part of that. But I think both of those guys are going to play a lot of great football for us this year.
Zach, Kyle yesterday mentioned that you give them as a D coordinator a lot of autonomy and kind of a lot of freedom. Curious why that's the case and sort of how it manifests itself from your perspective.
I mean, we got a lot of smart guys. We got a lot of high IQ football players. So the more you can do, the better. We talk about that for every position. If you're a linebacker, you need to know both spots. If you're a DB, you need to know every spot in the secondary. If you're up front, you need to know every spot up front. So the more you can do, the better you can do. And it's a credit to those guys, man. The higher IQ they have, the more they can handle. So you can move guys in different spots based off of who you're going against. It just helps everybody out. So we're getting good work at that right now in training camp of trying guys in different spots and seeing how it all fits together.
Zach, do you run the risk with so many guys that can do so many things well of maybe doing too many things and maybe not doing some things really, really well? So do you try to balance that at all?
Yeah, you definitely try to balance it, and I think once we start getting into game week and game planning, the menu is going to be tightened down, and guys are going to know exactly what they're going to do at that particular spot. But that's why you do it early, so you kind of stress them early so they can get used to playing at different spots, and then when the regular season comes and the game plan's tight, it's just second nature for them.
Zach, what are your initial thoughts on nickel? I mean, you have a lot of talent there between Kyle Hamilton, Arthur Millette, Nate Wiggins, and I mean, you're rotating in on the corners as well. Like, do you see that as just a very highly volatile just competition between all of this talent?
Yeah, I think it's great competition. It's a great problem to have. I mean, all those guys can play in there, and all those guys probably will play in there. I mean, you've seen that the last couple years for us that different guys have been at that nickel spot. So it really just depends on what the game plan is for that specific situation or that specific game.
What have you seen from Malik Ham, coming off that injury last year and getting back out there healthy this year?
I mean, man, Malik Ham is one of the hardest workers in the building. And he's came in since day one as a UDFA last year. Obviously, he made the team. It was an unfortunate injury that he had, but he looks just like he picked up where he left off last year. He looks explosive, he looks strong. I'm excited to see him once we get the pads on here next practice and then in the preseason games. But Malik Ham, he's a real dude.
Odafe Oweh has had a real strong start to camp. How big would it be for this defense if getting a big season from Odafe?
Man, it'll be big, man. It'll be big. I think Doff has continued to get better every single year. And when you watch the film, man, it's a lot of people in this league who cannot do what he can do on the edge, man. I mean, that guy is so talented, and he made a lot of plays last year. So we expect him to make even more plays this year. And the better Doff is, the better we're going to be as a defender. And he knows that, and he's been putting in the work. So he's looking better than he did last year so far, and I'm excited to see where he's going to take it.
You came into the league as a 3-down will, and you obviously played a lot of committed nickel the last 2 years, a lot of DPs for about 5 years in a row. Where do you see do you see a place for the dime in this defense?
Yeah, I mean, I see a place for dime. I see a place for nickel. Like I said, all that stuff depends on who we're going against, what the situation is, and what we have to accomplish as a defense to help our team win games.
Zach, it was 9.5 sacks with Clowney. Who do you think will pick up that production as far as your outside or edge rushers this year?
I mean, I think the production can be made by a lot of those guys, a lot of candidates in that room specifically. Obviously, you got David Ajabo, and we got Kyle Van Noy back, which helped out. Doff, expect him to have a big year. T-Rob, Malik Ham, I mean, a lot of guys. But I don't think the production just has to come from that room. I mean, like I said, you mentioned Travis Jones earlier, Matta BK, Michael Pierce, Brody Washington. I mean, that whole front, the backers, blitzes, I think we can make that production up in a lot of different ways.
Anybody surprise you so far in a good way?
Nah, man, I think it's a talented roster, so honestly, I'm not really surprised in any type of way. Now, I think once we start, getting the pads on and really start getting to some real football, I think guys will start to maybe separate themselves, and we'll be able to see.
Zach, obviously you have high standards for linebacker play, high standards for Baltimore for linebacker play. Do you feel like Trenton Simpson's ready to hit the ground running week one as a starting linebacker next to Roquan Smith?
I think he's ready along with a lot of the guys, man. I think Eric and those guys have done a great job of building depth and building playmakers in that room. Trent has done a great job in training camp. So has Malik Harrison, so has Josh Ross, so has Chris Board. I mean, so those guys, I think any of those guys, we're confident with any of those guys in there. Obviously Trent, he showed a lot last year, and we're excited about him, but that's a talented room.